All right, we're back for part 2 of the pinch pot rattle. So in part 1, we created 2 pinch pots, and in the inside we wrapped 6 kind of small beads and wrapped it in paper towel and put it in the inside, and then we scored and slipped this back together. So as you look at my owl drawing there, I've got some feathers that I want to kind of stick out. So these feathers right there, I want that area to stick out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll a slab. So I've already wedged this extra clay. I don't need a ton of it. I'm going to see how, we'll find out together here how the peanut butter jar does rolling. I'm going to try the cup. Oh, the cup works better. So I'm just flipping every once in a while as I'm kind of using this as a rolling pin. All right, this cup is working way better than the peanut butter jar. Peanut butter jar, good thought. Didn't work as good as I would have hoped. But this glass is working fine. It's just a plastic glass that I had. All right, so I don't need this to be super thick, but what I'm going to do next is I'm going to draw out kind of those wings that I want to add on the side of my owl. All right, then I can take, there you can see it. Then I can take my knife, cut it. And if I want a wing that's exactly the same size, what I could do is put this right here, use my toothpick, trace it so I have something that exactly the same size. All right, so I want these wings on the side of my bird or owl. Okay, the bottom of the owl is here because that's where the hole is. So, all right, if I want to put this here, before I do anything, I need to score and slip that. So I'm going to rough up the edges, making those hashtag marks. Do the same thing on that. And then I'm going to take my slip, that mixture of clay and water, use that as my glue. And I'm going to put that first wing down. All right, I've got, if you look here, and you can see it better here, there's gaps right here. I didn't seal those gaps. So I can take the popsicle stick, and all I'm doing is pushing down with it and sealing kind of those gaps. So we did score, slip, and seal. All right, so I've got one wing kind of where I want it, but I want to round out that edge a little bit. So I'm going to take and just use my thumb and push and round down that edge a little bit. All right, then I want to put my other wing over here. So I'm going to score using my toothpick. Same thing, making those hashtags. Where I'm going to attach it, doing that on the wing. Taking my slip, using it as glue. Kind of looking to see how that lines up. All right, then taking and sealing by pulling down. So I'm just pulling down and getting rid of that seam. I'm going to do that all the way around, and then just like I did on the other side, I'm going to kind of round the wing down by pushing with my thumb. Because the wing, I want it to pop out a little bit, but I don't want it to. There we go. All right, the eyes there are kind of circular, and I want those to be three-dimensional. So I'm going to do the same thing where I'm going to have those pop out a little bit. So I'm going to draw on my extra slab of clay here, kind of a circle shape for my eyes. Whoops, I didn't like that. So all I'm going to do is go like that. It's like an eraser. Cut out my eye, and I want one the same size. So now I have two. All right, score these, making those hashtag marks. All right, I want my eyes. Actually, I think I want them a little bit bigger, but I'm gonna push this and flatten this out a little bit more, make it a little bit thinner, and I think it's gonna work. Yeah, that's better. Do the same to this one, push it, and all I'm doing is flattening it out, making the eyes a little bit bigger because I want, there we go. Really big eyes here. All right, so I'm gonna redo those hashtags. Hashtag. Take my slip. And do the same thing. Score, making the hashtags, adding my slip that. All right, then I'm going to seal it. So sealing around those eyes. All right, I want the eyeballs themselves to kind of get pressed in. So I got to find something. I have this X-Acto knife here. I'm going to use the opposite end of the X-Acto knife though. And the X-Acto knife you could use to score and slip too if you wanted to. Like that was another tool that I thought, well, you might have that at home. So I'm going to push this round, okay, becoming my eye. All right, now I'm going to try to use the X-Acto knife, and this is just a thought. I haven't tried this yet. We'll find out. Some of these tools, like I said, we're going to find out together. I want the texture of the eye. Okay, that's starting to look okay. So the toothpick might work for this as well. Kind of show those feathers around the sockets of. So now I'm creating kind of the details. I have to build the beak. So let me just go over that really quick with you. And then it's a lot of adding some of the details to this. So the beak, I'm going to take this extra clay. This beak is, I'm going to build that beak by pinching kind of that shape. It's kind of like a diamond shape. And it needs to be a little bit smaller, so I'm going to pinch off a little bit more there. And I'm just kind of, you can see how I'm kind of, all right, how does that look? All right. And then just like everything else, score and slip that on. So hashtags. And so now my next step is just to start adding the details on all the feathers. And so now, like I said, you're just going to go and add a lot of the details and designs.